Okay, so this is after 1 day of hanging. You can see it's significantly reduced in size. I have already emptied out one of these bowls to freeze. This is the whey, and this is what's dripping out of the yogurt so that it can turn into cheese. So we're separating the whey from the curd, essentially. So once you have enough whey collected, what you're going to do is you are going to take a silicone mold or an ice tray. I have a bunch of little molds like this. And you're just going to freeze it. So you're going to take this and turn it into this. So, and they just pop right out of those silicone molds. And you just stick them into a freezer bag. And I will put this in with my chicken feed when I cook for them. So after I've removed the feed from the heat so it's not too hot to kill the beneficial bacteria in here, I'm going to put that in there and let it defrost and cool down their food a little bit faster. And that way they have a bit more bacteria for their gut. And it just keeps them healthy. So I just thought I would share this little tip with y'all during the process of making this cheese. So we got 2 more days until I will be taking that down and showing you the next step on how to make cheese from yogurt. All right, here we are, day 2. As you can see, that 2 quarts of yogurt has significantly reduced. So we got 1 more day of hanging before we turn this into cheese. All right, here it is, day number 3. You can see how small this has gotten. So it's time to make some cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and take this down and I will show you what we're gonna do next to turn this yogurt into cheese. All right, so here it is after I've pulled this away. You're going to need to make sure that you've got a jar to put it in, some olive oil, and whatever herbs you want to use to flavor this with. So we're just going to take the lid off here, and I'm going to use my little melon baller so that they're all equal size. I mean, you can use a spoon if you want to. You don't have to use a melon baller. Give me a moment, and I'll get this lid off the jar. I personally like to have the wide mouth jars because it's easier to get the cheese balls in and out of the jar. When you have the small mouth ones, it just adds a little bit more of a skill. And if you're not very dexterous like myself because your hands are destroyed from some sort of illness, then this would be the way to go for you. So all I'm going to do, I'm trying to do this one-handed, y'all, so bear with me. So I'm just going to take this in here. Oopsie. Scoop it up. All right. And then I'm going to put this ball in my hand and roll it around. I don't have anyone to hold this camera for me, so I'll just have to do that off camera and show you the results. All right, so here we are. We've got a little ball. We're just going to drop it into our jar. Probably do about 3 of those balls like that so it covers the bottom of the jar. Then we're going to spoon some of our herbs over it and add some olive oil, and then we'll do the olive oil last. Spoon herbs over it, and then we're just going to do this in layers. So we'll make more balls, put more herbs, more balls, more herbs. So I'm going to go ahead and do that process and show you the next step. All right, so here I am with the first 3 balls. You're going to sprinkle as much or as little herbs as you want in there, and then you're going to do the next layer. So I was able to fit 8 balls into this jar. We don't want it to go all the way to the top because we want to leave some head space so you can see about how high that is there. Now remember, this was 2 quarts of yogurt, and it's going to be reduced. It reduces by about half in volume when all the whey is out of it after 3 days. So I'll only be filling about 2 of these jars, which are pints. So 2 quarts is reduced down to 2 pints, or 1 quart. Anyway, so after this, now we're going to top this off with olive oil. We'll put our lid on, and then we'll stick it in the fridge, and whenever you want some, you're going to take it out, and you're just going to spread it. You can leave it out to let the olive oil warm up, because it is going to get more solid as you refrigerate olive oil. And then, so I like to just put it on the table with breakfast, and you just spread this on your toast or your bagel or pita bread, whatever you want to spread it on. My husband, he really loves that Laughing Cow cheese, but since I've lost my job, those are one of the conveniences we can't afford anymore. So since I only pay a few dollars for a gallon of milk and we only get through half of the gallon, I go ahead and make this yogurt, and then I make the cheese, and I'm saving us some money by doing these, because he is Mediterranean, so he loves his cheese and he loves his yogurt. Anywho, so I'm going to go ahead and get this topped, and I'll show you what that's looking like. All right, so here we go. We've completely covered the cheese. None of it is sticking out, and that is to avoid it from, molding. We don't want that to happen. So here's what it's going to look like when you're all done, and you'll just stick that in the fridge. It's going to be good for a couple of months in the fridge, but I'm sure it'll be gone before it goes bad. So enjoy your cheese. Thank you for watching. And if you want to learn more ways to save money on groceries, on things that you're going to eat anyway, please follow me and I will be happy to show you any more if you would like.